This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. Some good news to share. GDP is actually up and no longer in the negative. I'll let you know what that means for your wallet. New $1,000 holiday relief checks going out. And with midterms coming, we're hearing a lot of promises on both sides like this.
Voters don't like getting cheated and they don't like getting lied to. And that's what's happening right now. They're getting price gouged.
I'll play the full video clip of what she says and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more straight to the point updates on financial matters that matter to you. Let's get into it here. US GDP accelerated 2.6% pace in the third quarter, better than expected as growth turns positive. So we heard there were two negative quarters in a row, which by definition is a recession, but now a positive, not even just a little bit, but a lot more than expected. So gross domestic product rose 2.6% in the third quarter versus 2.3% estimate. A narrowing trade deficit and increase in consumer spending and government outlays boosted the number. A sharp pullback in housing subtracted from the number, part of a broader decline in the private investment. And consumer spending decelerated, increasing at just about 1.4% pace in the quarter, down from 2% in quarter two. So if we look at this chart here, you could see below zero, we had a negative 1.6%, a negative 0.6%, and now 2.6%. So GDP looking really good here. At least it's on the up. At least it's positive. What does that mean for us, though? For regular people? Does that mean we're out of the clear, that prices are going to normalize? Not necessarily. The GDP could actually go back down again. This is mainly the people who this benefits are the big business builders, and it may or may not trickle down, but don't expect the bounce back in the U.S. economy to quiet recession calls. So although this is somewhat good news, it doesn't mean that a recession is not going to come. A lot of predictions are saying in 2023, that is when the recession is going to come. It may or may not happen. Things might get better from here on out, or it could get worse. So much uncertainty, there's a lot of predictions, no one really knows the full answer. But when it comes to stimulus payments, I'm really curious what your thoughts are on this. So stimulus payments 2022, how Americans say they would spend an additional check. So let's say there was a recession or there was a new check, stimulus check. How would you spend that money? Let me know down in the comments below. According to the survey, it's saying here that 54% said that they would use the money to pay off bills. So more than half said that they would use the stimulus check to pay off bills. Would you do that? And then it says here also 28%, or the next most popular use for a stimulus check would be to invest it or put it into savings, with 28% of Americans stating they would do one of the two or both. So would you save your stimulus check or invest it, or would you use it to pay off your bills or debt or anything like that? Let me know your thoughts. How would you use a stimulus check for the future? And when it comes to the Democrats, so we're hearing a lot of promises, a lot of things on both sides. With the midterms coming, there's a lot at stake here. High stakes for both Democrats and Republicans. We don't know which way Congress is going to go. The House could flip, or it could not. And as well as the Senate. Both the Senate and the House could flip to the Republicans, or it could stay the same. There's a lot at stake for both parties here. Democrats are haunted by inflation. So it seems up until this point, Democrats being really silent when it comes to inflation, not saying, hey, we are going to fix it, because I don't know if anyone could fix the inflation problem right now. But here is Katie Porter talking about the lies that Americans are hearing and addressing these lies and what can be done about it.
Talk about the inflation, which all polls are showing is the number one issue that's on swing voters' minds. I mean, one thing we have to always stress about this is inflation doesn't matter at all to people whose mind was made up on how they were going to vote before the inflation happened, which is most voters. But those swing voters who will end up deciding this seem to be saying that that's their number one issue. What do you say to them when you knock on doors?
Well, voters don't like getting cheated and they don't like getting lied to. And that's what's happening right now. They're getting price gouged, getting overcharged at the grocery store, at the pump for so many goods and services. And then corporations are telling them, oh, it's a supply chain issue. Oh, it's not our fault. But the proof's in the pudding. About half of what we're seeing in corporate profit margins right now is coming from the boost to the bottom line. So about half of the inflationary effect is coming from corporate profit margins, and the other half is the added cost of input or the added cost of labor. And so I think Americans sense this. They're filling up at the pump and seeing prices go up and down. We have CEOs saying on earnings calls, CEOs of multinational global corporations saying on earnings calls things like, quote, a little bit of inflation is good, because it lets them raise their prices. And so I think consumers feel that, and they're frustrated about it, and they want to have a party. They want to have leaders who will be straight shooters about what's going on and have the courage to stand up to powerful corporate interests to fight back. And I've had a lot of conversations like that at the doors in the last couple of days. I was out knocking today.
I want to take a look at a conversation you had in committee about this very subject with an economist as a witness. Let's listen to this.
According to this chart, what is the biggest driver of inflation during the pandemic? The blue is the dark blue is the recent period.
It would be corporate profits.
And what is that percentage?
It is 54%, and that number does stay that level of high if you update that number to more recent numbers as well.
So over half of the increased prices people are paying are coming from increases in corporate profits.
Yes, the unit price index is reflected in corporate profits as opposed to other costs.
What do your colleagues say when you make these points? Do you make them in a way that it seems translatable to the campaign arena? Or do your colleagues use some of these points the way you describe them?
Well, I certainly hope so, because, look, voters want to hear about it. They're going to the grocery store. I'm going to the grocery store. We're filling up our gas tanks. We're trying to purchase things. So it's on voters' minds, and you just need to tackle it straight up and have the courage to stand up to big corporations and tell the truth. They are cheating us, and we're all paying the price. Our overall economy is paying the price. Nobody more so, by the way, than our seniors who are on fixed incomes and retirees, and that's who I was canvassing out today. About 1 in 4 of the voters in my district is over the age of 65, and they want to see someone who will protect Social Security and Medicare and stand up to corporations who are making it hard for them to take care of themselves in their later years.
Republicans, look, if they had said something that in any way is related to inflation as a point they're making on the campaign trail, I would raise it to you now, and I would challenge you with it now. But they have not. There is not one anti-inflation proposal that Republicans have. They have a giant tax cut proposal, which is not anti-inflationary in any way. They seem to be interested in going back to a world in which there's absolutely no inhibitions on prescription drug prices, which is, in fact, inflationary. What do you say when voters say to you, we want to switch to Republicans because of inflation?
They get that Republicans are playing the blame game. But what they want to hear from Democrats is that we are on top of this and we are willing to fight to do something about it. So Republicans are simply pointing fingers at Democrats, but Democrats need to come back to voters and say, they're just pointing fingers. We have solutions. We see the issues. We see the challenges. Here's what we've done, and we know there's more to do. You can trust us to do it.
What are your thoughts on Katie Porter? Do you trust her, not trust her? Do you believe her, not believe her? I'm sure you, like the rest of Americans, are tired of being lied to, but we want action. We don't just want words. We don't want promises to be left unfulfilled right after the elections happen. So let me know your thoughts on that. And then, actually, never mind. I got one more article here for you. I forgot about that. All right, so holiday relief checks worth up $1,000 to be sent to Americans in weeks. See when you'll get the money. So this is going on in Virginia. Clark County employees are set to receive a one-time $1,000 net pay bonus in mid-December. So I guess also known as a holiday relief check. So part-time employees are going to get $500, and then full-time employees are going to get the $1,000. So that's what's going on in Virginia. Excuse me. And now that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing when you feel sad, you have to do something that you really want to make you feel better or make you feel true. Or you can also, if you help somebody, then you'll feel even better or something. Or if something's really into you and you're really feeling good, you should do that as well. Bye, this is Bella. This was the tip of the day.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for you. So thanks again for all of your help. So tomorrow is my daughter Bella's first swim meet. She's actually competing in a swimming competition. So really excited about that. Bright and early. I'm going to see if I could try to get a video out before. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That's going on. And yeah, anyways, hopefully you have a good weekend. If you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, click right up here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.